Hello. Oh my god, are we talking? Yeah, we're talking. It's saying Discord isn't working though. Right. Can everyone hear everything fine? Everyone speak and say hello.
Hello. I can hear you.
I think we're good. I think we are good. I just saw that Discord mic was like muted, so yeah. I am not a professional, right? I am not good at technology, but welcome to Creators of the Doughnut Table by Streamseed. I'm your host, Atomic Moonchild, and we have our lovely co-host, Ross. He is a sweaty mesh. Go and show everyone your tan line.
Look at this. Look. And everyone's blind.
Black a flag.
As well.
And we have our amazing guest this month, this year, this millennium. M3012, is it M3012, M3012? Like,
it's 3012. No one ever gets it right the first time. It's 3012.
Hey! For the record, I'm going to call it M's for the rest of it because I can't be bothered with numbers.
No.
But M is our very special guest. Oh my god. It's hot today, okay? You've got to give us leeway here.
Hot.
You've got to give us leeway. I've got a fan on and I'm still like... So yeah, our topic today is horror games and face paint, keeping content fresh. And just before we actually went live, you mentioned face painting.
So, I did. I think it was on my brain because knowing what we're going to be talking about today. But it's really funny because actually me introducing face painting into my content creation actually got me a side gig. Face painting.
When was the last time I was ever face painted? I think I had a butterfly tattoo on my cheek.
And that sounds cute.
It was really cute. You know, I was a bigger guy back then, right? So I think I had more cheek to work with. That's probably what they'd say. So the butterfly was put on within an hour because I am a sweaty man. It just entangled in my beard. And it was the worst. It was like an adhesive glue. That's what it felt like. And it took me days to get this residue out of my beard, taking chunks of hairs from my face. Yeah.
My issue is getting on my nails. So I actually took off my nails yesterday, but I had like white and blues that were just like not coming off. How many times I wash my hands? Got skin fine. They just cling onto other things. It's so frustrating.
What's the most requested thing you face paint? I mean, I suppose when you do face paint, do you do it in a public forum? Is it just privately?
Yeah. So like I said, I primarily started just doing it for like Halloween. When the first year I started streaming back in 2022, the week up to Halloween, because I had time off work, I was streaming every day and I was doing a different like horror themed face paint every single day. So I did like a half makeup, half alien. I was playing Alien Isolation that week as well. I did like Sally from The Night Before Christmas. I did Wednesday Addams. So it was all like horror themed. And then for my like 1 year affiliate anniversary on Twitch, it's really bizarre because even though I've only ever really done it particularly for Halloween, it had become just like a known thing in my community that I do face paint. So I said for like my first year affiliate anniversary, we're doing fundraising. I was like, right, if we reach, I think it was like £100, we'll do a face paint on stream together. My community could suggest ideas, and then we span a wheel for what it was going to be. And it landed on a bee, which was really like great for me because that's my whole shtick. That's my whole like vibe of bees. So I did this really cool sort of like hive across the side of my face with a couple of bees dotted about. And then I randomly had a friend who I had not spoken to in a really, really long time, but I grew up with. She's now a tattoo artist, but she was doing a lot of like craft fairs and face painting, and she was looking for a second person to come to really big events with her. And I was like, hi, I don't have a portfolio. I have never face painted a child before or someone else, but this is like the sort of stuff that I'm doing on myself at the moment. It takes absolutely forever, but I'm like really willing to learn. And she was like, oh yeah, this would be amazing. So I ended up doing a bunch of like Christmas fairs in like 2023, and then I don't do it as much anymore. I did go to like, I was booked out for private parties and stuff like that, Now I kind of only really go if I am going as like a second person to an event and I'm kind of there just as backup. But it's really nice. It's really nice and chill. Now the most popular design definitely changes. Yesterday it was really bizarre. Was yesterday Monday? Yesterday was Monday, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. We had a load of people requesting like skull designs.
Just
For
skulls.
yeah, it was like a music festival in a park, and we had usually it's like unicorns. That's like the go-to, which is not great for me because I'm absolutely like the person who I do all this face painting stuff with, called Chantel. She's like so incredibly talented, so she does them really really well. Whereas I'm a bit out of practice, like at times. So unicorn not great, but yeah, skulls. And I did one where it was like this purple and green sort of blended half face with like the skull design on top of it. It looked really really good. I was like, that's the best thing I'm gonna do today. Everything else after that, rubbish. But you get all sorts. You get like Spider-Man. It's quite popular as well. But they're usually like really simple in comparison to what I do on myself when I'm taking like an hour and a half to do it on stream in comparison to like a quick 5-minute job. Yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah, I've seen someone on Facebook who can like do them like right quick. Like she just gets a sponge and goes and she's done. Yeah, like
Yeah.
so quick. Like it's so fascinating because there is like a proper art to it. It's like anyone who like
Yeah.
proper, like as you can tell today, I have no makeup on. I rarely will put makeup on because of sensory issues, especially Ross. Right, Ross limits his makeup. Like
Just a bit of like
You
concealer and
ladies,
a
I
lip balm.
got too much real estate to work with. You ladies have got a lovely hairline. You got lovely hair. I got too much head to work with.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
willing to do that.
got so much you could put on there. But yeah, I limit how much makeup I put on. So when I do like go all out with my makeup, it's an art. It's an art form and it's fun to do. So face
Yeah.
paint would be amazing. See, for the longest time I was allergic to face paint. Like as a kid and everything, I couldn't get all the face paints and stuff. I was gutted as a
Oh.
kid. I know. So every time I see him now, I'm like, I want my face painting because I'm not as
As you
sensitive
should,
anymore.
as you should. See, I don't think I'm particularly high maintenance in a lot of ways. Like I don't have to have makeup on to leave the house or to stream or to do anything like that. But if I have the time to do my makeup, and I can do my makeup easily in like maybe 15 minutes if I have to. But I love just sort of sitting down, putting on some chill music, and just taking my time with it and treating it like a proper art form, even if it like melts off after a bit, even if it's not gonna last. I find it really therapeutic. And I wasn't an arty kid. Like I always saw myself as really academic and really studious, and that I wasn't really gifted or talented at art or creativity. And it is kind of only as I've become an adult and I've gone, oh no, I love being really creative. I love doing artistic things. I don't do them as often as I'd like to, but I really, really enjoy it. I get a lot of satisfaction seeing sort of the outcome. But it's really funny because like every Halloween I've continued on this tradition of doing face painting. And I'm always looking for sort of new ideas and what's achievable for me to do without adding like stuff to my face, like latex editions or anything like that.
Mm.
And I always go through this period of the first half an hour, and I think I've got a clip of this on my stream where I'm like, this could be the worst thing I ever do. This could actually look like the worst thing in the world, the worst face paint. This could be the worst thing I ever do. And just that acceptance of, oh, this could be really, really bad. And then like half an hour later, it looking really, really good. I
Like
love
I
that
trust the
transition.
process. Whenever
Yeah.
I do like face paint and stuff on myself, like it's always been with makeup. I never really use actual face paint, but you do
Yeah.
go through a trust the process type thing. To be fair, even when I do normal makeup, do you not find with eyeshadow as well, when you're applying eyeshadow, you're like, yeah, we're gonna have to trust the process here. And then
Up
afterwards,
until you
like,
add a little bit of eyeliner on. It's
yeah,
like, oh,
the
this is
eyeliner
really
and
scary.
mascara
And then you
absolutely
wanna wing
makes
with
it.
mascara.
What do you think, Ross, when you put your eyeshadow?
You know what? Watching my partner put on eyeliner is, I think it's a talent that people should be accredited with, like a certificate. I'd even say a diploma. Watching them with I think she was like a liquid one, getting so close to her eyeball, and she's not even looking at where she. It's just trust the process and don't go blind, and it looks flawless every time. And I don't understand that kind of beauty because I'm already beautiful, so I don't need to augment my face, But she knows what she is. We own some mirrors. She knows what she's about.
We won't talk about the Uda.
No, I can't. Don't clip anything that involves that, because I will put it on a frame in a house somewhere, and it'll be Atomic with just that question of why are you wearing an Udi in 35
I just
degrees?
I can't get that. I can't fathom that in this heat.
About it.
I am sat here sizzling like a steak, and I couldn't even think about having any more layers than what I've got on. I've got a vest up and knickknacks on. Good job the camera's there. But I am not putting any more clothes on, trust me. No way. I'm like Marcus the Worm back there. Naked and happy.
Hating everything.
Yeah. I hate this rock.
Today, to be fair.
But,
honestly.
I know mentioning face paint, and I don't particularly see myself as a creative individual. So for me to ask you this, it's a chicken and an egg kind of scenario. Did you always enjoy the idea of face painting and being creative in that artistic aspect, or did making content and streaming happen first? And when you said that by your community you blend them all together, what did come first and which one drives the other?
So I think it was the content creation first. I think streaming and having a community that you can chat to as you do and try new things was definitely a driving force behind it. Because like I said, like I remember being in art lessons at the age of like 13 and just being like, I'm really not creative, I'm not artistic, it's not one of my skills. I'm better at like reading and analysing texts and doing all of this. And even sort of throughout university, one of my like best friends from uni is like an absolute craft queen. She is so fantastically talented, and I was like, oh, that's not really for me. I can't really do much of that. It's not my vibe. And I think I just thought on the run up to Halloween, oh, won't it be fun? And at the time, I actually didn't have face paints with me, so I think I maybe went to Asda and got like the cheap £1 like palettes that they do that are absolutely rubbish, and then I used eyeshadow to kind of like set it to try and stop it from melting off my face. And a lot of the shading that I was doing was with just an eyeshadow palette that I had that I wasn't that bothered by. And it was just the interest that people had in that. And like I said, I was then having people kind of be like, oh, have you seen this design? Oh, have you ever tried this one? What about this? And it was having people then chat to me about it. I was like, oh, you know what? I actually had such a fun time doing that. And I think that first year I did the face painting before stream, but then every other year after that, I've just had like an hour to an hour and a half at the start of my Halloween streams of me just like hanging out and doing my face paint, and then I've actually gone on to play a game. And I definitely think content creation has been the driving force between me, or that's like really supported me in exploring more creative avenues, because when it comes to like video editing and things like that, like was never in my wheelhouse, had never really done it before. And like, don't get me wrong, I am still not dedicating as much time as I would love to editing content, but like I can do it. I just don't necessarily do it as often as I'd like. But I do think content creation really sort of pushed me to be a bit more creative and explore a level of artistry. And now I'm so interested in it. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. There was a content creator who, I can't remember her name sadly, but she was a streamer, and she would do like landscapes across her like chest here and from video games, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And I was like, whoa, that'd be really, because you've got so much real estate there as well. You've got far more real estate than you've got in your face. So that'd be good to try one day. Maybe for Halloween this year, I'll see if I can get like a whole landscape of the Nostromo done.
Different horror scenes. That would be amazing. Like iconic horror scenes. So you could do like the painted door with well, what's his name from The Shining. I call it Shining.
Yeah, I'll call it Jack. This is the thing as well, right? I'm associated a lot with horror content. I am like the worst for horror films. I've really not watched that many. But like horror video games, I kind of know. But like, it's like when people have got like the full like sleeves with like Art the Clown and like just different like really iconic like Jason and Freddy. I'm like, that would be really cool to get like a situation
across
done next year. Yeah,
that would look amazing. Or even just characters as well. Like you could even do some like Resident Evil characters across, or like Dead by Daylight casts.
That'd be really cool. Outlast Trials.
Oh my god, yeah.
I need to get a gooseberry, like a little mama gooseberry here, and a
Oh
little,
my god,
like,
yes,
Leland
Mama
Royal
Gooseberry.
here.
With little
You
I
need to
need
play
puppet.
that more often. That
Oh my
Outlast trial
god.
stream I watched.
It's been too long.
The
I
best
want to
thing I've
play it.
seen.
Because I actually
I love
want to
that game
practice
so
it and I
much.
want to get better at it. So yeah, Ems, hit me up. Hit me up when
No,
you next want to
absolutely.
play
Like,
it.
I'll be honest, I am so out of practice now. I've not played it recently. I feel like there's definitely, like, I reckon Lex has probably played it more recently. But I am such a huge Outlast Trials fan that I, for the first time, bought something from like a game merch store, which I haven't done for a very, very, very long time. And it was the most expensive thing I've ever bought from an online merch store. And it was the limited edition keyring that they came out with that was £18 before postage. I've got like, I've essentially spent £30 on a keyring from the Outlast Trials, but I do love that game. I think it's so brilliantly crafted and so well done. I'd need to get back into it because they've brought out so much more content since. I really need to get back in there.
It is a good game. It's like Dead by Daylight. I only recently went on for 2v8. So as soon as 2v8 when we played a game and I like, sack this. I ain't playing
Yeah.
that. Sack this. It just
That's
angered
my
me too
usual
much.
go-to.
I was like,
It's
let's
like,
go Fortnite instead.
Sometimes you've got to, but it's so funny with Dead by Daylight because I have such a love-hate relationship with it. But I really enjoy it. Like in my downtime, quite a lot of the time I'll just be like playing games offline with my friends. Usually it's my friend Owl, who I believe you might have met in
Yeah.
the last Manchester meetup.
So
Yes. And usually it'll just be like actually we just hop on Dead by Daylight, why not? And like the enjoyment is not coming from the game in that situation because I get so angry at it. It's usually just coming out like, oh, I'm getting to like hang out with our pals as I'm playing. There's usually a group of us that will just hop on sort of towards 9 o'clock in the evening. And I'm like, you know what? That can see me through any rage hanging out with these people.
yeah, I get that. To be fair, it is usually the company that helps through that. Then again, the person I play Dead by Daylight with a lot is called Sophinator. She loves the C word, but she is more ragey than I am. So us two together, I feel sorry if any placid person ever came into our team because they'd be screwed.
Like, what do I do here? There's so much rage.
You just feel
I
it.
don't miss Dead by Daylight. I played it when it was released. My lord, and I'd stopped when the twins were released, and I haven't played it since.
Blimey, that is
But I
time.
think it's the only game that is love-hate relationships. The only game on earth that I've witnessed to that there's no center divide. Oh, I just enjoy playing this. It's man, I love this. My life is this. Or I've played it and I hate it.
Yep. It's definitely one of those. Well, they're coming up to like the
I'm a
10th
bit
anniversary
both.
now as well.
Yeah,
So it's been
Jason,
like a lot of
Jason Voorhees
chat,
coming
yeah.
in. I'm looking forward to
Is
that.
he?
Yeah, Jason's coming in.
Well, it's been the
Oh.
PTB for him today, so there'll be a lot of fresh content out based on that. I've not seen anything yet though.
Ooh, I didn't. I think because was it Friday the 13th? They closed that game
They
studio.
did, yeah. So when I went as soon as they closed the servers for Friday the 13th, I thought, yeah, it probably won't be long until he is in Dead by Daylight. 100%.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they've
wasn't
taken
overly
Michael out,
surprised.
haven't they? So you can't buy Michael in the
Yeah.
store anymore because of obviously,
Pinhead.
yeah, Halloween game coming out.
Oh my god, chapter 40. Jeez.
Oh yeah, it's aging on now.
I might come back for that. Jason Voorhees is one of my probably the favorite killer, or favorite horror.
Freddy's mine,
See-
but I like playing Chucky.
Again, I've not watched the Friday the 13th films. I've not watched Chucky films. I've only watched the first Halloween film. Like, I am the worst when it comes to horror content creation. I know, right? Because I'm like, apart from, so in terms of like horror franchises, I was forced to sit through the first 2 Saw films against my will.
How can you be forced to great films?
Against my will.
Oh, right. So this is again with Sir Owl, but every January we have like a bit of a meet up because it's just after my birthday. It's around about his birthday, so I go down to Bristol and we all hang out as a big group. There's usually like minimum 6 of us, and it was the end of the night. I can't even fully remember this. This is like how late into the evening it must have been, and it was like, oh, let's just put on Saw. And you know what? I actually agreed to the first one, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. Like, quite enjoying this. Okay, sounds good. And then the second one was just put on. and I was just forced to sit through the second one. I don't think I even made it all the way through. I think I fell asleep about halfway through it, but I was like, I didn't opt into this, and I actually don't think I was all in for watching the first Saw. I think I just kind of went around like everyone else was up for it, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, why not? I don't want to go to bed yet. I want to hang out with my friends. But pretty much every horror film I've ever seen, apart from the Aliens franchise, I am like ride or die for the Alien films. Every other one, I feel like I have been held against my will to watch by someone.
So what is it about them? Do you find them predictable, boring, or are they just too gory and scary?
It's the gore of it all, which is I think is really funny
God,
when you
don't watch Terrifier then. Don't watch Terrifier then.
This is it. So I play so many scary horror games that have like the same level of tension. They have like a lot of gore in them, but it's not even. It's like even TV shows. I couldn't watch, the Daredevil series with Charlie Cox because there was that initial bit where someone's arm gets like snapped, and I was like, nope, that's too much for me. And I've heard this like far worse things that happen in it, but I was like, nope, absolutely not for me. I think what happened to me with horror films is I got to like the age of like 15 when kids start watching scary films, and I went over to a friend's house and they made me sit through the Final Destination films, and I was like, I'm not enjoying these. These are instilling in me a sense of panic where I don't like driving behind trucks that have like logs or bars of metal on them. I don't like knives being just like left on the side in the kitchen, especially near tea towels. I don't like this and I don't like that. And I remember they'd put on the third one. It was literally like a movie marathon. There were only 3 out at the time. They'd put on the third one and I was like, oh, I just need to go to the bathroom really quick. And I just sat in the bathroom for like 15 minutes until like she literally came and found me and she was like, you're missing the film. And I was like, I'm not enjoying the film, actually. I'm not missing anything. I don't really want to watch it. And she was like, okay, well, let's just go and watch it then. So again, against my will, I watched the rest of that film and I was like, never again.
Oh God, I love it, mate. Gory it better. I actually get disappointed if they're not scary or gory enough. I get really angry and I'm like, that's a waste of my time. That's just been an entire waste of my time. I'm a bit of a sadistic sod, me.
Did you watch the Until Dawn film that came out last year?
Film? I know it was a game.
I know the game came out. Yeah, I don't think I watched the film. There were a series, weren't there? Oh no, that were
I don't think so. There might have been, to be honest.
No, what was series? Don't know. It has a whipped potato face in it. Can't remember which one it is now.
Is it in it?
Whipped potato face. I don't know her name. Something Ramsey, Bella Ramsey.
The Last of Us. The Last of Us.
That's the one.
Yeah, I've still not watched season 2 of that.
Yeah, she's a really bad actress. Really bad.
The Until Dawn film was like it was in the Until Dawn universe, but it wasn't a recreation of the film. And it kind of just brought around this idea of like a timer and like, obviously I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but like of like starting again in a way. And I had the bright idea. We had free cinema tickets for something. So it was our anniversary last year. And I went, I really like the Until Dawn game. My husband really likes horror films and also really enjoyed the game. Shall we go and watch the Until Dawn film? Like, it was my idea. And then I had to sit through all of these horror trailers before it. I think it was like Smile 2 was due to come out, and like that one about the clown in the cornfield or whatever. And I was literally sat there, like I could feel the anxiety building, and I just kept looking at my husband, and I was like, I've made a bad choice. I felt sick with the tension, like the knot in my stomach.
Got popcorn.
Well, I was like, do I just do my old trick and do I just go to the toilet and never return? I was really considering it, and I don't walk out films very often, like ever. But I was sat there and I was just getting like more and more sick at the thought of having to sit through a horror film, and this was before the film had even opened.
Oh,
this was
God.
Before anything scary had happened. And to be fair, there's a moment in that film that broke all the tension for me, and that's what I needed. I needed like a little bit of relief, and it's like it's a really ridiculous scene that happens to the point that like I laughed and I was like, oh, this is great now. And I like loved I walked out of the film and I was like, oh, I really enjoyed that. And like my husband Jamie was just like, do you not remember the first half an hour of your experience in there? Because I was like, honestly, I was curled up like this. I was looking at the side of his face because I didn't really want to watch what was happening on screen. I was like, it was the most tense I've ever felt in my life. And it's my own fault. That one was completely self-inflicted, but it has taught me that maybe horror films in the cinema, not for me, not my jam.
I'd love to watch a horror film with you. Just to see someone in corner.
Yeah, no, like
that's me with horror games. Like I'm good with horror films. Sit through anything. Absolutely love it. When it comes to games, shit my pants every time.
I think there's a level of control though. Like in a game, there is a sense of control. I can like move away from the scary thing. I can run from the scary thing. I can shoot the scary thing. But in a film or a TV series, you are stuck there. You are just the like bystander in all of this. You are just the viewer.
You're the witness.
You can't do anything. You're the witness and nothing else. So yeah, I think that's why I really, really struggle with it. And quite often I have to get my husband or like a third independent party to vet something before I watch it. Because I'm like, if it's too much, it's why I've not watched the Fallout TV series.
Oh yeah, there is,
and that's
quite
not
a bit
even
of
that
gore
bad.
in that.
That's not. It's not like horror though, is it? And it's
not horror, but there is
episode.
like limbs and gore and that sort of stuff.
That first episode, I actually think I was a bit emotionally overwhelmed when that came out because I just remember I'm gonna say I don't cry very often, and that's probably a lie, but I just got really upset at the stress of it all, and I was like, I started crying, and my husband was like, "Shall we watch this some other time?" And I was like, "Yeah." I've not gone back to it yet.
It's a good series, so I do recommend.
I love how the first 15 minutes talked about being held against her will to watch series, and then Atomic's first response when she finished was, "I'd love to watch a few things with you." Let me put you in a situation where you still can't get removed. But my thing with horror films, and I've got a really irrational fear, and it's to the point where I pass out. The fear it envelops me. So I can't hear air raid sirens. People think in my past life I must have been like a Vietnamese warrior, where it's just so weird. So I don't know which Wolverine movie it was, but it's where he starts in a well in a Vietnamese camp, and he's just at the bottom of this well, and a Vietnamese bloke looks over there, and these air raid sirens go off. And my friend is a very thin man. There's no strength to him whatsoever, and I am a tall glass of milk. And back then, I was 7 stone heavier. Now these air raid sirens went off, and I've just slumped in the chair. My head's gone over, and I've just fallen out of my chair. And my friend, who weighs no more than 8 stone wet, is trying to lift me, and I was 32 stone, trying to lift me off the floor, which was very embarrassing, by the way. So I can't seem to do anything with air raid sirens, and it frustrates me more than anything because I love Fallout. I absolutely love Fallout. And as you mentioned there with vetting, I know I can't watch Fallout because I can imagine there's air raid sirens in every bloody episode. So I can't watch Fallout, and I can't watch most horrors because I'm too afraid of that moment. I watch people being decapitated. I don't mind jump scares. I'll have a heart attack. I just can't hear that siren because I will pass out. There's something with it.
That's mental. It's actually mental.
So, yeah, such a physical response as well, because you hear a lot of like irrational fears, but you don't very often hear such an actual like physiological response from a noise.
A sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It happened. I was in Portugal, in Algarve, and they do weekly tests of sirens, which I didn't know this. And we left the hotel in Algarve, and cobbled streets, this air raid siren went off, and I think it must have reached one particular pitch, less than a second in. My friend went, "Are you okay?" And I was already falling. Just unresponsive. Just fear just crushed me.
That's mental. See, for me, it's dead bodies. Like, surprisingly, dead bodies that are like alive. Like, it's hard to describe, but I will be scared of the dark for several months after watching it. So I need like a nightlight on, or at least a light to the bathroom, which is really bad. But that's not even like irrational. It's just literally, a fear.
Yeah, there's not like, there's a lot of like very minor fears I have, but if I have to be like the grown up in the room, I will get over those real quick. So I'm not a huge lover of spider. I have like screamed many a time at a really gross spider. But if I am in like responsible adult mode, I'll cope with it, and I can like. But that's how I know it's not really an irrational fear because I can like deal with it and I can sort it out. So there's not much that I am so like irrationally scared of. I do have a particularly ridiculous fear that I think again just comes down to like anxiety. And I can't remember who I was chatting to like about this with recently. But when I go to work, I have to cross a sort of semi-busy main road. It's not busy at all. It's like 30, so like cars aren't going that fast down it. And for some reason, in the early hours of the morning of me walking to work, every morning when I cross that road, I get a really really irrational fear that I'm gonna get like hit by a car, even though it's really quiet. But that fear has now developed because I'm like, well, you won't get hit by a car. The road, it's like a straight road, so I can see all the way up and down it. It's got a crossing on it, so I'm actually using a pedestrian crossing as well. I'm like, oh, it's really ridiculous. Like, you'll never get hit by a car on this road unless you're really not paying attention. And that's really, really unlikely. So that fear has now developed to like, I'm going to get hit by an invisible car that is not a thing that exists. And because the car is invisible, I'll get blamed for it. Like, oh, who could get hit by a car on this road? And I'll be like, well, it was an invisible car. And nobody believed me because that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. And I'm like, but I'll be there dying in a road and no one will ever believe me. And like, I'll be the idiot because I got hit by
An invisible
something that I
car.
should have seen coming. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing, but I genuinely have that fear every morning of crossing the road and like checking about 18 times. And I'm like, but if it's invisible, what am I going to do? And we don't know that invisible cars definitely don't exist. We can only be so sure, but who knows?
That's you like justifying your fear to yourself. Well, I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna ask chat what like if they have any fears and if they're irrational or not irrational, and if you know.
Irrational about mine. I don't know what you mean.
Mine's irrational because my fear is dead bodies coming back to life. So in real life, if I am ever near a dead body, I absolutely panic and freak, thinking they're just going to pop up and go, hey, and like literally that scares the shit out of me. Like the literal shit. I won't swim in the sea because of how many people have died in it. Like, yeah.
I not even thought about that. The sea,
I feel like
the sea has so many dead bodies in it.
But I've also seen plenty of invisible cars hitting pedestrians. I
can't help it, honestly. Like, I know how ridiculous that sounds as well, but I'm just like, number one, you haven't seen any invisible cars hit pedestrians because they're invisible, Ross. So you won't see them coming. That's how they'll get you.
I love how you're being rationally irrational right now.
But it's the other side of it. I'm more worried that people will think I'm some sort of fool. How did you get hit by a car on this sort of road? There'll be no sympathy because I'll be such an idiot, and I'll be like, but the car was invisible. But that sounds crazy. No one would believe you.
I've got to clip this at some point, and I'm replaying this every second day. And it's at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's going to be scheduled for the next 3 years. And if someone comments and they go, you wouldn't believe this, but I've also experienced this, I'll give you £1 million.
Right. If you know anyone else with deep anxiety who has to cross a road at the quiet hours of the morning, please send this to them. Let me find my people, because everyone else I've told about this thinks I am insane.
Let me find my people.
I need to find my people.
Oh.
I just love the justification of like something quite rational of like, you know, being worrying about being hit by a car to then the extremities of, but it might be an invisible car. You never know. You never know.
You do.
All the possibilities are out there. Just saying.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. It's not that I'd get hit on like a different road. It's just this one particular road. Like I can practically see my body in the road after this like occurring. I don't get it crossing any, you know, I'm always.
This is sounding like a Stephen King book.
It's a really good therapy session, but every time I see you now, I'm going to approach you like this.
You just see him just go like out of pure panic. No. Oh god. Oh yeah, because that's a good point, right? Is the driver in the car or any passengers in the car, are they invisible as well? I can't go right. We will move on for a sec then. So obviously horror films no go for various reasons. So horror games. What horror games have you played specifically on stream, and which ones have like you enjoyed the most?
Oh, Oh, okay. So, the first when I'm really trying to move on, but now it's just like cycling back over of like.
I've just got Ross in my head, just coming over to you. You've ruined it, Ross.
And by the way, no one's cycling over to you because you're getting run over by an invisible car. I can't. I gotta summarize this whole stream to Leon. He'll go, "How's the stream? Went really well. Half an hour, by the way. Did you know M is afraid of invisible cars?" And he's gonna go, "What do you mean?" And I'm gonna say, "Exactly. It was half an hour. We couldn't believe how well it went."
What do you mean? What do I mean? I think that's a really rational fear. What? Horror games. When I first started streaming, I because I've always been like variety streamer. I started streaming and I had like a cozy Sunday. Doesn't matter what kind of car.
Oh, don't start with me.
In my head, it has to be a level of. Is a Mini scarier than a Lambo? I don't know in what planet a Mini would be scarier than a Lambo because Lambos are hitting some top speed. In my head,
it's invisible.
It's no, but like there is a bonnet that's hitting me. Do you know what I mean? So it's like quite angular, almost like imagine a Cybertruck and a Lamborghini had a baby. It's like that car that I see in my head.
I just can't wait for you to go. That felt like a Mini Cooper.
That was too smooth, that one.
Do you see how far that sent me? That was clearly an invisible bus. I don't know what you mean. Does it extend to public transportation? I've never thought about it, but maybe. What if
come back next week, and it'll be the irrational fears of M3012, and that's all I care about. And we'll go through it all.
The one I think I have. But like, what if this is actually just the start? What if all of my other ones that I think are absolutely normal fears, it's like, oh no, actually that's a really weird thing to be scared of as well.
Just go deeper. What if this was an invisible stream? We're not live. This is inventing to two people who, by the way, don't exist.
I did used to play this game with my now husband. We've been together like 13 years. And I used to basically just say to him, I'm like, what if I died and I'm really a ghost? And you think that you're married to me, but I'm actually a ghost. I've been dead this whole time. And he did not enjoy that. That apparently really, really sent him under for a while because I was like, oh, well, he'd be asking me something like, oh, what do you want to do when we go on holiday? And I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter because I won't really be there, will I?
Oh, that poor man.
So it was really, really, really funny. So wildly, I'm not worried about the context of like no one existing because if none of us really exist, none of this really matters. If I'm talking to myself on stream right now, don't really matter. I'm just crazy. It's fine. I'm oblivious. But if I get hit by an invisible car on the road,
justifiable.
That's the problem.
I can't wait to see Northern Lass on road unexpectedly, and I'll go, I know who to call. That's M.
What's happened there? That's clearly an invisible car. She'd never be so. It'd be so embarrassing if she got hit by an actual car that she could see. So it must have been invisible. Northern Ghost. I'm actually a northern figment of everyone's imagination. Everyone who's met before, I'm actually not real. I'm actually AI. You can't prove otherwise at this point.
Oh no, you can't. Jeez, seen so much of it.
If you read all the text in the background, it's just made up letters and words. Like,
yeah, that's not an R.
Ghost vibes.
Oh dear.
I've lost where we are. I don't know where we are.
Horror games.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
She's just talking gravy.
I wish I was just gravy. What a time to be alive, to just be gravy. So relaxing. Too warm. Actually, too hot for gravy. I take it all back. I don't want to be gravy.
Right now, yeah.
It's too hot to be laughing like this. At every other stream that I've done in an ambient room, and I'm like, I'm ready for everything. And I've not laughed this much in months. And in this weather, this is your fault. Me and Atomic, I think, really are struggling. I don't know what we're going to do when this ends.
So warm.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to be like in a cold bath for a while. Some ice.
I've got the
it's too hot. Fuck, I'm spiraling. This is what I'm like. I spiral over. This is how the invisible car started because I spiraled too much. What if gravy isn't real? Oh God, what if KFC would be an absolute sham?
Yeah. If gravy no one. I'd never go to KFC anymore. I only go for gravy.
I only go for the gravy. It's the best gravy in town.
I go for the good vibes.
horror games. I can't remember what I'm saying now. When I first started streaming, I had like Cozy Sundays and I was playing like Stardew Valley. I had Throwback Thursdays where I was playing a game that I missed out on. Not necessarily retro, but just games that came out when I was playing video games, but I didn't really get into. And that was Alice Madness Returns that I started with. And then
love that
on
game.
Wednesdays, I love Alice Madness Returns. It's so good. And I actually pre-ordered it and bought it like on release. But I don't know if I just like got like it was right when I first started getting into video games because I didn't play them much as like an actual like young. I was at about 16 when I properly got into them, 15, 16. And then I had Spooky Wooky Wednesdays, and on my Spooky Wooky Wednesdays, we started off on Dead Space, which I'd played before off stream. Really loved that game. I was like, I've not played it for a few years. I'll play that. I can't really remember the story. My memory is also really rubbish. So like, I forget a lot of stuff from things that I've watched or seen before. It's not like they're brand new, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I am getting to experience them properly for the first time.
I was going to say that's well good for replayability. I'd love to play like, some of the games again and like experience it for the first time. I'm like, oh, I forgot that happened.
That's one of my mods has basically said like it must be amazing, and I'm like, no, because it does mean like when a new season of a show that I like comes out,
you have to rewatch
I almost feel like I have to rewatch everything. Yeah, because I like there'll be stuff that I just can't remember. Me and my husband were literally watching a film last week, and we were watching The Nice Guys. And he was like, oh yeah, do you remember watching this in the cinema? And I was like, we watched this in the cinema. And the opening like scene of the film comes on. And I'm like, I've never seen this film before. I like don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, no, we went and watched this in the cinemas. I'm like, absolutely not. And like it got all the way towards the end of the film. And I was like, oh no, I do kind of remember that bit. And it was just one tiny bit that I was like, oh yeah, that's a bit familiar. And then he was like, yeah, we watched this when it came out. I'm like,
Moonbeard's like that, so I'm used to that so much. Like, we haven't watched that. No, we haven't watched that before. I'm like, we have watched that. We've watched it several years ago.
There was another one we really argued about. It was one of the Jurassic World films. I think it was the third one, but I can't remember what that one's called. And again, he was like, we went and watched it in the cinemas. And I'm like, you are lying. I have not seen that film. We were going to go watch it in the cinemas and we never saw it. And then just to try and prove a point, we used to have like Cineworld Unlimited cards. And I was like, well, if I would have bought the tickets, I would have pre-booked it. I'll go through my emails. And it literally came up straight away. I typed in Cineworld Jurassic and it came on the tickets. I was like, oh, okay. My bad.
Oh, it literally sounds like an argument me and Moonbeard had, but like in reverse. Like literally, and then going through receipts. See,
I don't know what it is because like other useless stuff I'm really good at remembering. Like I like to think I'm quite an intelligent person, but must be something about working memory for like downtime activities like games and
films
like films and stuff that just because my mind is finally maybe a little bit switched off or relaxed or it's focusing about too many other things, none of the information goes. I'm like, oh, this is great. And Jamie will be like, yeah, we've watched this before. Or we'll watch like a TV show and I'll guess a twist in it. And he's like, yeah, we've seen this before, mate. It's not that impressive.
You didn't guess, you just recalled a moment.
What you were
It's watching
I've got autism memory.
I'm so good at this.
I'm all right. I've got autism memory, so I kind of remember anything just because of that.
See,
but I couldn't imagine not forgetting.
So good to be able to just retain all of that information, but I just don't have it.
The guttiness of like figuring out a twist, and it's like, yeah, we've watched this. And you're like,
yeah. But like I said, it's like I love like quiz shows. So like House of Games and The Chase. I don't watch them often.
Love The Chase.
Love The Chase, and I love House Games. I just find really like fantastic. I love puzzles, and I love escape rooms. I love like using my brain to solve things. But like, yeah, sometimes we'll be watching an episode of House Games with my mum and dad's, and I'll be like, wow, I'm doing really well. Like I usually do pretty well with House Games, but I'll be like, oh wow, I'm absolutely crushing this. Don't even know photos of celebrities that pop up, and I seem to like just have retained it somehow. I'm like, oh, I know who they are. And then my dad will be like, oh yeah, we watched this one a few weeks back with you, and I'm like, well, that's my credibility gone. Useless. Rubbish.
Oh gosh. Oh bless. I couldn't imagine. You just need to watch it with someone else and then look smart.
Yes. What I should do is like watch it when it comes out, and then over the next week, just rewatch that episode with a new group of people, and I'll look so clever. And maybe by the end of the week, I'll remember all of the answers.
Watch it that much to
Fingers
remember it.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe
But yeah,
TV's
so
invisible. Who knows?
maybe you know what? Maybe Richard Osman's made up.
I'm never going to
Maybe
forget this. I'll never forget this for as long as I live.
what if you just don't know though, do you? What if they just defrost Bradley Walsh and he's invisible the rest of the time, and they just like freeze in between shows? It'd be really difficult to freeze someone if they're invisible, actually.
I was just
Ignore
about
that,
to say,
ignore
I'm thinking that in my head, I'm like, how can you freeze him if he's invisible though?
that. How can you freeze a ghost? But isn't that just? I feel like this episode's Doctor Who. Maybe this is just too much Doctor Who as a small child. Maybe that's like
Yeah, definitely.
what all of this is. Too much sci-fi. But yes, my really rubbish memory meant that when I was replaying Dead Space, I like remembered key bits about it. And I kind of like remembered that there was a bit about his girlfriend, but I couldn't remember everything enough to solidly be like, oh, that's who's gonna double cross me. That person's invisible. They're not real. That person's this, all this stuff. But it was really nice. And that initially got quite a lot of people in when I first started streaming. Having like sound alerts that would jump scare me and stuff like that was really, really fun. And then that same year, it was as I hit my 100th follower whilst I was playing Alien Isolation, so that Halloween. Loved that. And that Halloween as well, I also played 2 of the Amnesia games. I played the first one, whatever that's called now, can't remember, and Machine for Pigs. Really, really enjoyed those. And it's weird now because I don't play many like fresh, newly out horror games. I play a few. So like when Resident Evil 9 came out, I actually bought that for my husband. He's a massive Resident Evil fan. I was away the weekend that it came out, so he played it for ages, and then I came back and finished that within like a week or so. Tormented Souls is like similar to an old school sort of Resident Evil. Fixed camera point, third person, but I love Tormented Souls 1 and 2 again because it's like puzzles in them as well. And I think those are definitely the horror games I enjoy more, are like puzzle horror ones where you've got stuff that you know, it's not just a case of running around and shooting enemies. You've got more to it. They're the ones that I definitely vibe a lot with, more so now. But I have really fond memories of playing. I played through all of the Resident Evil games last year, and I have really fond memories of the Resident Evil 4 remake on stream. Just because I don't know if I played the remake before, genuinely can't remember. If I played it when it came out on PS5, but I was like, oh, you know what? Everyone is going on about the like RE4 remake. Everyone really enjoyed it. Everyone loves Leon. I'm just going to throw myself like completely into this game. And again, I think it was one that I was doing like face painting during as well. And I get really giddy when I'm on stream. There's something about like a level of adrenaline that kicks in. And like I'm chatting to stream and we're having a laugh and we're joking around and everything's really lighthearted. So I'm barely locked into the game. And there was this one bit where there's just bear traps. Like it felt like bear traps everywhere. Couldn't walk without Leon stepping into a bear trap. And like there is a clip where I'm like, I must have walked into like 5 of these things. The second I untrap myself, I heal up, I walk into another one. I'm like, Leon, what are you doing? Help me out. Help me to help you, Leon. And so I've got really, really fond memories of the Resident Evil games on stream. There's probably other horror games that I've played that like, I don't know, stand out more. But between that and the Outlast Trials, which we've sure already talked quite a lot about, they've been like really special to me for the vibes that you have in chat, especially because you've got people who are such big fans of like the Resident Evil franchise as well. I've got a lot of my pals who love it. It makes it a lot easier because they'll hold my hand through it when I need it.
It's always good when you're not that familiar as well and someone like holds your hand through it. I do prefer that.
I need it. I need somebody to kind of tell me everything is going to be okay.
So for particularly on stream, it's always the vibes that come with the game that kind of make it for you.
Yeah, I think I've had this conversation about branding recently because, like you said right at the start, with numbers on my name, it's like really annoying. The numbers on my name are significant. It's my birthday on the 30th of the 12th, so in my head it makes sense. But I was like, oh, I'd love to rebrand and I'd love to like find my niche. But I don't think I really like, I've kind of got a lot of like bee things and like my overlays are all sort of bee themed, but I don't have like a niche. My brand, as it were, is very much just like me turning up and yapping and usually chatting a load of rubbish and being very mediocre at video games, but kind of having a laugh throughout the way. So it's really difficult because especially when it comes to like horror games, you have some people who take them so seriously, who are so invested in that genre, and it's such a like hugely popular genre. But when you only sort of dip your toes into it, and you know, I don't play every horror game that comes out. There are some that like completely pass me by. So it's really difficult. It's difficult finding your niche as a variety streamer. So I think that's why it has to be vibes based. It has to be having a laugh and it has to be like sort of lightheartedly enjoying these games and getting into the story and having a good time, but being like, I'm going to be really rubbish at this game and that's going to be okay because we'll have a laugh along the way. I kind of have to lean into that as much as possible because that's the only consistent thing, is the absolute mediocrity at video games.
I feel like it's a good rule of thumb, especially when I've helped people when it comes to creating content. Now, I got one easy rule: if you want to create content, you've got to have one of two things, and if you have them both, even better. You either are great at what it is that you're creating, so as you a great knowledge of the genre that you are, or even just particularly a game, or you have a great personality. Because someone's got to come in for one of those. This is why Moonbeard can't stream or make any content, because he doesn't have any of those things. Because KFC is very much real. But yeah, if you have a one, the second can follow up quite nicely. But not many people have genuine personalities. It's very much a side of it. But I've met you in person. I've seen a couple of your streams. And I would always say the best stream I've ever watched with you was that Outlast Trials stream. I'd stopped everything. Even my personal job that I was dealing with at the time we were watching, I stopped everything. And I shouldn't have. And I was there for 2.5 hours watching you. I want to say you were all shouting the word penis at some point.
Oh, God, yeah. Penis!
Stop. And I don't know why I was there for so long. I was there.
Oh, I love Outlast Trials. I don't play it as much as I would love to. Yeah. You want to have a laugh, don't you?
Yeah. And like, I just think I don't have the skills to be doing this seriously. And also, like, this is very much a thing that I have to do for enjoyment. And if I'm not getting enjoyment out of it, or if real life gets too much and I don't have the capacity to do it, it takes a step back. You know, I have to take a step back from it. You know, I've got a full-time job. I've got a whole other real life as everyone else does outside of streaming. So for me, it's like I have to be silly and goofy and having a good time, because if I'm not, what is the point? And like, you know, I've had people talk about playing certain games on stream, and I am like, I want to. There are certain games. So, for example, like Cyberpunk and Expedition 33 are games that I'd recommended to play on stream. But my thing is those games are really, really long and they're really, really fantastically beautiful stories. But if you want me to really get sort of enjoyment and develop a love for that game, I can't do it on stream, because my focus on stream is always chatting rubbish as I'm doing something else. Like the game is so secondary to my brand that it really doesn't matter to me too much what I'm doing, as long as it's a fun enough game and I can chat about it. But like, I don't think anyone is particularly turning up to watch me play a certain game. I think they're generally turning up, chat and hang out a little bit. Then they're not bothered what game is on that screen.
Yeah, I get that. That's my kind of my vibe, like just a chat and hang out kind of thing. I cover indie games. I love covering indie games. It's like kind of my niche that I picked up, but I think the vibes play a massive part in it, because like you say, something like Cyberpunk or Expedition 33, I'm the exact same. Like, I love Life is Strange. Life is Strange is like one of my favourite franchise. I would play that offline completely. Anything new that came out, I'm playing offline. Fallout, I've managed to bring online, like live, because it's with other people. You're gelling, you're vibing, you're playing with other people. If it were Fallout, like say Fallout 5 got announced, I'd be playing that offline. There is no chance you're taking my Fallout time on a live stream. I'm not goofing off. I'm not having someone play a sound alert over some of the storyline. I'm playing that game to enjoy it. And apparently I'm quite funny when I do play offline, but there's a complete difference. So yeah, I think choosing the game what you play during a live stream, kind of, yeah, like you say, it's secondary, but you're also choosing something that, I don't know, you kind of, I won't say wasting, but you can play it, understand it, but you don't have to fully invest kind of thing, because you can still talk. Yeah. It like fills the spot kind of thing.
No, it's absolutely that. And I think it's the balance you have to have when you do video game related content creation. It's a thin line between like, what do my audience want to see? What does my community want from me? What do I want to enjoy? And I've definitely gotten into the habit of like downloading and installing games, being like, I want to play these on stream, and then just never getting around to them. So I'm like starting to get a bit better now, where I'm like, you know what, I'm actually just gonna play. I think like Quarantine Zone was one of them. It got really popular. Loads of people were sharing clips about it. And I was like a little bit late to the bandwagon of playing it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to hold on until this like perfect moment to stream this game. I'm actually just going to play it, and I'm going to enjoy it for myself. And I think that has sort of reinvigorated my interest in streaming again, because I'm now giving myself the time to sort of breathe and do my own stuff away from stream. That when I do come to stream, it's fresh and it's what I want to be doing, and I'm not split into sort of where I want to be with it. And you've got to find things that make it interesting, because otherwise why bother doing it?
I think that's a really healthy like way of looking at it, because you hear all the pressures of like, oh, this is the upcoming game, you got to play this, or why don't you play this gets very popular, or this genre pulls in people, get in with that, play that. Whereas I give up. I stopped caring what my audience wants to see. I started playing things that I wanted to play. I love my indie games. They're very short. You can complete them within an hour or two. That is fun, because I chat bollocks for a good hour on my stream anyway. So chat bollocks, play the game for 2 hours, bish bash bosh, my stream is done. I've had a lot of fun. I've covered a game that I can put onto YouTube. And it's just, as long as you're having fun, that's what you should do. Like, don't follow people's guidance when they dictate stuff like that. 100% agree. Like, follow your own sort of instinct on what you want to do, because it starts being a chore, doesn't it? You start not enjoying it.
I've had this conversation with people in the past about like, what tips would you give to someone who's getting into content creation, and what do you recommend, and what do you do this? And I think my thing is like, if you are interested in growth, then yes, trends will do well for you. Posting out shorts and posting out this and posting out that and doing it at these times, probably works great. But like, my goal isn't growth. My goal is enjoyment, and like, if that generates growth as well, that is amazing. But when your channel and your brand is so intrinsically yourself, it's difficult, because I can't put a price on my time. I can't put a price on like my own enjoyment. I have to be getting that out of it. And I do think there is a lot, I have a lot of respect for people who can get content out there. It's not something that I'm always able to do as consistently as I'd like, and that consistency is what generates growth. And I think if those are your goals, I'm so impressed with people who work towards it, because like I said, I just can't. But also, that isn't the path for everybody in content creation. Some people in content creation are genuinely exploring their own interests, trying new things, trying to find like-minded people, trying to like build a community and just have pals. And I think my targets are so intrinsically based around having a good time that like, if I start worrying about numbers and about growth and about this and about that, it will absolutely kill it all off for me, because it's too much pressure for something that you do in your spare time.
Completely agree with that. I completely agree. Like, fair dues to people who find their niche and stick to genres, like particular games or particular genres. Fair dues to him. Like, I couldn't do it, because I know personally I get bored. I get bored of different games. Like Fallout, I love Fallout. Can I play it every day? Can I play it every stream? No, I can't. Have I come to Fallout streams where I can't bother playing Fallout and I want to play something else? Yes, I have. So yeah, it's finding your own sort of happiness with it. Don't think that you have to be strict, like you have to stick to one sort of path. Like say you do, you spend an hour doing your face painting and stuff like that. Some people just absolutely love coming for vibes like that. They might trickle off whilst you're playing the game, but you probably don't care because you're having fun whilst you're doing your face paint, and then you're playing your game and you're having fun with that. So it doesn't matter what audience you're not concentrating on that. You're concentrating on the fun aspect of it, and that'll bleed through on the content. And that's why it's so vital and important to make sure you're always enjoying yourself when you're doing it and not seeing it as a chore. So if there's one stream you don't want to do your face paint, you don't do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I think that's a healthy way.
If I can draw this stream to a close, I want to ask Em one question. And Em, it's going to be a quick fire answer from you, right? I'm going to lay this scene.
Not invisible
me,
cause.
you, and Atomic, I swear to God, we can go for another half an hour. Atomic, myself, and you are going to an event. A mysterious event, it could be whatever. But we all have to sync with what you want us to go as. So you're giving me an Atomic face paint, and we dress as those characters. What 3 are we all going to an event as?
Oh, that's really hard. And you said a short answer. Okay. See, you'd want to think of like famous trios. Right, I don't think I could do a face paint for this, but like I reckon we could do a really good cosplay of like Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The ultimate trio. Ducks, little caps with like little bills on. However, if it was to be a trio of face paint, I reckon we could potentially do a really good, maybe like Nightmare Before Christmas or like Corpse Bride, like Tim Burton-esque, because they're quite iconic. They're very chiseled, which is really satisfying to do in face paint, like getting really clear jawlines and stuff. I do like the idea of Powerpuff Girls as well. I think
Powerpuff Girls came to my head, but Ross would be the green
iconic
Powerpuff Girl.
trio. Yeah, see,
I want to be Bubbles. That's awful. I can't believe.
Oh, that's so funny.
We'll let you be Bubbles
you
then.
Be Blossom. Who would you be, Mooney? Who do you think is your Powerpuff Girl?
I usually go Bubbles, but if Ross wants to be Bubbles, I'll be Blossom. I don't mind.
See, I feel like I'm usually Blossom, but I could be Buttercup. I could see that for us. There we go. Get some cute little dresses, cute hairstyles. Job's a good one.
Wow, that was a funny joke. Yeah, good hairstyles. Yeah, bald man.
Put a wig on you, you're fine. I've got a blonde wig somewhere, I think.
Wasn't there a moment where there was like male Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah, with the masks.
That would be fantastic.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Big hedge ones.
That would be fantastic. Oh, right. Well, sorry, go on. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. We're going to be Powerpuff Girls now. We're going to be in each of his DMs, and we're going to organise when we're going to be these Powerpuff Girls.
Maybe you're timeless, who knows?
You started it on timeless. Maybe. Second, well, yeah, I was going to say second day because VIP's day before, so I'm like classing it as 2 days. Yes, right. We are sweaty messes, no doubt. We need to chill out, get some more wets, and cool off. And anyone who's sat watching us, you know, don't forget to hydrate and look after yourself. This has been Stream Scenes created the Doughnut Table. If you want to hear the latest on Tail, which is the app that Stream Seed are developing, which is coming along very nicely, Ross has been telling us earlier. Please keep an eye on those socials. They are scrolling across the bottom. Get them followed. There's also a possibility to be involved in testing this app. So if you do want to get involved, find the link. Is it the link or do we just drop you a DM? I mean, it's a DM.
Drop a DM.
Drop us a DM. Slide in those DMs. Let us know. And you could be testing out the app as well. And Tail has its own TikTok too. So you can find out directly there all the features and all the different things that are happening. Well, yeah, that'll be it for us. Ems. Let me get my right side here. Ems has been absolutely fantastic. Where can we find you, Ems? When, where, what, with, and where?
Yeah, M3012 over on Twitch. Yep. Or M3012 TTV. I'm pretty sure everywhere else that is TikTok, that is Instagram, that is also I think YouTube. No set schedule, what we want when we want. And yeah, I can just say thank you so much for having me. I've had a great time.
Thank you for being here. It's been amazing. Ross is in editing jail right now. You don't really catch him anywhere, but if you want to see some funny tweets, you can go and drop him a follow on X. He does post funny ones from time to time, and he's recently been to an orchestra for World of Warcraft orchestra. So yeah, if you want to,
cultured.
Oh yeah, if you want to see all the goodies on that, check him out on X. I'm Atomic Moonchild. I'm off to TwitchCon this end of this week, so you won't catch me until Monday, where I'm presenting the Horror Game Awards. And my socials are scrolling across the bottom, and you can find me there. But yeah, that is us until next time. Take it easy, everyone. Keep hydrated in this weather, and keep shaded if you're in the sun, or put some sun cream on. Don't burn your butt. So everyone wave. We'll see you later. Bye.